Hey everyone, in this video I want to talk about body paragraphs and present to you a general way in which you can organize your body paragraphs in case you feel stuck. So just something you can add to your tool belt as a writer. So to start off, the function of a body paragraph. Well, it's meant to elaborate and expand on the main points that you summarize in your thesis statement. So in other words, in a sense, your body paragraphs are an extension of your thesis statement where you have the opportunity to go more in depth by sharing evidence and analysis and clear main points that expand on your overall opinion on the topic that you're writing about. So let me give you a very simple general example. So imagine for a second you're writing an essay on whether McDonald's is better than In-N-Out, and let's say your hot take is that McDonald's is better, and you say they're better because they offer more variety in food, offer more ways to order, and have more rewards for customers. So ideally, what you could do in the body of your essay is you could expand on each one of your reasons and use each one reason as a main point to create a whole body paragraph around it. Now, I do want to give some kind of caveat. Body paragraphs have other functions in essays. And there isn't just one way to go about writing your body paragraph, but there's other functions that body paragraphs serve. So you can have a one-sentence body paragraph to create a meaningful transition that you want readers to remember an important idea, or you can write a body paragraph that serves as a summary after writing many pages for readers before moving on to another section. So there's a lot of functions that body paragraphs serve, but for this video, I want to give you a starting place, a skeleton in which to think about the structure of body paragraphs, so then you have a place to start from, okay? So that leaves me with a question. How do we organize our thoughts and our ideas in body paragraphs? And that's kind of like the major point of this video. So I have an example here, and what I'd like you to do for the sake of time is just pause the video and read this paragraph. And try to break down the different parts that are happening here. How is the writer structuring the paragraph? When you're done, when you're done reading it, unpause the video, and then I'm going to resume, and I'll talk about a strategy to organize your paragraphs in a general way to at least get you started so that you can clearly define your ideas for yourself and for your readers. Okay, hopefully you read through that paragraph. Welcome back. So what I have on my screen is a chart called the meal chart, and I find it to be particularly useful when it comes to organizing your ideas in a body paragraph. So there are 4 functions of this meal chart. So the M stands for main point, the E stands for evidence, the A stands for analysis, and the 4 stands for link. So let's go over each aspect of this meal chart as a way to organize your thoughts, to sort of guide your readers on your train of thought as you are building your argument. So it's helpful to start your paragraph with a main point because that gives readers a sense of what to expect in the remainder of the paragraph. So it's just a good place to start. So a main point is usually a sub-opinion that you have of your overall thesis statement. So here is an example of a good main point. Praising effort over intelligence is a better motivator for students. So the key word here, better motivator, that lets readers like myself know what the opinion is. After you present your main point, you want to give evidence to support your main point. And this is really key. Evidence and analysis are so important to academic writing, to making an argument. We all have opinions, but if we can't back it up with reliable evidence, and then analyze that evidence for our readers, then our readers are within their right to ignore our opinion because it doesn't have any weight to hold on to. It doesn't have any foundation. So evidence and analysis is the foundation of your argument. So after you present your main point, you would present evidence. And evidence can come in many forms. You can have quotes from authoritative sources, you can have facts and statistics. You can have illustrative examples. So there's a lot of areas from where you can get evidence, right? So an example would be, like this. Like in Brainology, Carol Dweck shows the importance of praising effort when she says. So in this sense, the writer is including a quote to support the main point about praising effort. Now, just because you present evidence to readers, that doesn't mean they're going to necessarily interpret the evidence the way you expect them to. So I can't just say praising effort over intelligence is better. Why? Because Carol Dweck says so. Here, she says it right here. And then just walk away. The reader could read exactly the same quote or the same piece of facts and evidence that you present to them and come up with a different interpretation. So your analysis is your interpretation of the evidence that you are presenting for readers. And that's an opportunity for you to connect it back to your main point. So after you present your evidence, you want to present some analysis of that evidence. So there are two practical things you can do. First thing you can do is put a quote or put a fact or put a statistic in your own words. So just summarize it in your own words. Like, how would you restate it? Because that's, in a sense, is giving readers an interpretation of how you are reading the quote. Then secondly, tie that quote back to your main point. You can say something to your readers like, this point, this quote that I have here, this fact or this statistic that I have here clearly supports my main point because, and then you continue on. You want to give readers these guiding words as you move for your argument, so it's easier for them to follow your opinion. And then the final thing that you want to include in your paragraph, and this usually comes at a later step when you are connecting your body paragraphs, is you want to connect or you want to link your body paragraph back to your thesis statement, back to your overall opinion in your essay, back to the other body paragraphs that you're writing. So because a body paragraph is written in the body of your essay and it only supports part of your thesis, you want to remind your readers of your overall thesis again. So the linking part is something that can happen at the end of a body paragraph where you linked everything back to your overall opinion. So that is my introduction and explanation of the meal chart. So you start off with your main point, your evidence, your analysis, and your link. So right now, why don't we go back and we look at that example paragraph that I had you read and pause the video. And let's just break it down using this meal chart as a way to sort of consider how to organize our ideas when we write papers as a starting point, because this is all a starting point. Think of this as a skeleton. And within the skeleton, you have a lot of freedom if you feel like, I don't know where to start. Okay, so we are back to our example paragraph that I had you read and break down. So let's just start with the main point. What would we consider to be the main point? Usually it's good to start the main point at the beginning of your paragraph. That way readers have a better sense to understand why they're reading about this book, about Adrienne Rich, why they're reading this quote, why they're reading all this information, okay? It's just a better place, it's just a better way to guide readers through your train of thought. So the main point of this body paragraph would usually be the first sentence. That's a really good place to start your main point. It's better to guide readers there. So I just really took the main point and I put it here. So now we got to look for the evidence. So when we look for the evidence, remember, evidence can come from quotes, can come from reliable sources, can come from examples, statistics, and facts. So if we look at the next line says, in the book on secrets, on lies, secrets, and silence, we already are getting a hint. The writer's already hinting to us that they're going to present evidence for us. So in the book on lies, secrets, and silence, Rich, an American author, essayist, and feminist, reinforces a statement of the importance of a real education. So it's actually she, not he. She states the responsibility. So, and then they have a quote right here. So all of this would be what we consider the evidence. Okay, so we've broken down half of this body paragraph. So we got our main point here, we have our evidence here, we have a source that's being introduced and a writer that's being introduced. And it's she, I gotta fix that. And then we have a quote. So this writer is gonna rely on testimony. Now, what's missing is the analysis. So if we look at our quote, if we look at our example paragraph, we'll move here And what the writer is doing is they're summarizing what their source is saying. And then in the next sentence, they're analyzing what their source is saying in terms of how it relates to their main point. So they're doing 2 steps in these 2 sentences right here. All right, so that would be our analysis. So we have our main point, our evidence that's being presented, and then an analysis of that evidence, where the writer paraphrases what they think the writer is saying in the quote, and then provides an explanation of why that quote supports the writer's main point. So the last thing we need in this body paragraph is the link. So if we look at the link, I'm always looking for keywords. And so if we look at this part right here, this relates to my topic, is a key word to guide readers about what this paragraph is about and why it relates back to the overall topic that the writer is addressing in their essay. So this would be considered the link of the body paragraph. Okay, so as you can see, we have a chart that sort of charts out and organizes ideas for readers. Start off with your main point, present your evidence, give an analysis of your evidence, and then link this whole conversation back to your larger overall opinion on the topic. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. Use this strategy as a place to start when you're writing body paragraphs and you feel stuck. So if you don't know how to organize your ideas, this is a great general, and I say this as very general. It's a general way to organize your ideas in a body paragraph, to get your thoughts across, put stuff on paper. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you all later in the next video. Bye.